but I'm going to answer some questions I've been having about our course that's dropping in 9 days, and then cut it up with you guys a little bit, answer some other questions you may have, and that's about it. So anyways, see if we can get some people on. There's 0 people on right now, so give it a second to all you people that are watching this back. Maybe even scrub forward to like 45 seconds to the minute mark. There we go. Now they're coming. They had to be notified the internet had to kick in. So basically the satellites had to shoot the information back to them. And then they had to turn their brains on. So everyone's pouring in. What's up, guys? Saipan. Where's Saipan? Spain? Sorry, I got my finger in front of the thing here. Where are you guys from? Malcolm, Seth, all you guys. So I want to do a live to answer just some whatever basic questions from you guys. And also I've been getting a lot of questions about our course, so I wanted to kind of clarify some things there. And make sure that maybe there's some people on here that are going to go through it. They get the information they need from Lavernia. That's not too far. Brad, what's up? Any tips for sand/beach riding? Yep. Right on the balls of your feet. Scoop back, head upright. Some good tips there. So first off, while you guys are on here, I want it to be kind of close to the beginning of the video, then I'll get to answering some of your questions, so don't go anywhere. Questions I've had on the course recently: how does it differ from AJ's stuff? I don't really know a ton about AJ's structure, but ours is going to be more of something that you start and finish rather than just look at. And I think AJ's model is a little more like post a lot of videos. I could be wrong. And you can pick and choose what you want to do. This will be start to finish. You start in one place, you finish in another place, and it's all online. So basically what I would be doing is you'll see a video of me explaining what you'll be doing, then showing you on the bike, and then going and doing it. And then you do that until it starts to become a habit, and you move on to the next drill, and all the drills are placed in order to make sure that you're making the progress in the right way. So I think that's a big difference. Everyone's asking how much it'll cost. It'll be like right around $200. Maybe a little more, maybe a little less. We haven't decided on the final price, but it'll be over 50 drills. Basically, you can build your whole foundation in this course if you do it, and you won't have to hire a coach, which one private lesson's $200. Well, for me, I charge $350 for 2 hours, so it's less than one private lesson, and you'll basically have 40 to 50 hours of coaching. So I think it's a pretty good deal. What's up, Seth James? What other questions have I gotten on that thing? When will it come out? It comes out in 9 days. How will I get it? Well, I'll sign up for the early bird list. If you guys haven't done that, I'll put it in the link on this video. And just check your email in the next, check your email every day. You probably should do that anyway, but in the next 9 days, it'll come out and you'll see it. You won't miss it. We'll have a sales video on YouTube too, so you guys can get it from here. Everyone that's on here, if you don't mind hitting the like button, it really helps YouTube understand that this is worth watching and pushes it out to more people. So if you guys don't mind doing that, that'd be great. Personally enjoy the moto classes more to learn what you taught and keep improving. I'm not sure what that means, but thank you. How much is it? It's going to be, I think our final price is going to be $254. That is my number. There's a lot of reason for that number. I feel like it's a good number. I feel like it's a good price. Like I said, less than one private lesson. You get, 50 hours of instruction. Maybe more for some people that are starting a little more beginner level. It could be upwards of 100 hours before you get all these things to be a habit. And understanding how the habits are formed is something the course explains. But just for instance, I'll have people that come into my program here in Austin, and I'll work with them on footwork for 3 to 5 months. And if you calculate that, if they were doing that privately and I'm charging, $300 to $400 for a 2-hour private lesson, and they're coming once a week for 3 to 4 months, they're spending thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars to get one step right. And I won't necessarily move on to the next steps unless the foundation's built underneath them. So it's a steal, honestly, at that price, but I want it to be affordable, and you can make payments too. So I think you can do 3 smaller bites, so smaller payments. So anyways, I think the price point is fair. I think for what you get out of it, if you want to put the time in, you're going to get a lot better. And if you don't, you don't. You know, it's just kind of one of those things where nothing good comes easy in this life, and especially on the dirt bike, it's a hard thing to learn. And the problem with most people is they don't take the time to get the foundation before they move to the track and the more difficult things. So I think you guys, if you're watching this channel and you're a fan of this channel, you've taken one step where you're seeking out information to improve. And so I think the next step for most of you guys needs to be like, take a few months, get strategic, make a plan. Well, I've already made the plan. Just take my plan that I've already made. You don't even have to think about it, and execute. And then in 3 months, you look back and you're a different rider for the next 40 years, however old you are. If you're 10 years old, you ride till 50, this course could change that whole path. And if you're 50 and you want to ride till 70, you must do this to stay safe. So those are a couple big things there. So I'll take a little time to answer some of your questions. If you guys got any questions on course stuff, on track stuff, Joseph, thank you. It's really appreciative there, sir. Anyways, if you guys want to ask some questions, here I am. My grammar is bad. Mine too, bud. Don't worry. I went to the track. They had some gnarly deep ruts in the straights, and it kept ripping my feet off if I pointed my toes in and held my knees tight. You got to hold them tighter. And sometimes it even helps to drop into your heels a little further back. So I think you probably were holding them tight, but I bet if you tucked them in all the way to where your ankle and even the side of your foot was touching the bike, it would create a more tighter hold, and squeezing the knees. Any chance you'll be at Three Palms race next weekend? No, I'll actually be in Georgia coaching a camp. So if any of you guys are from Georgia and you want to get some coaching, I'll be in Durham town. You're welcome, Aaron. Let's see. Do you like the Yamaha? Do you like Yamaha? I do like Yamahas. You ever raced in Canada? Nope. I would love to come up there and do a camp. It's super beautiful. I've ridden mountain bikes there a couple times at Whistler. Had a ton of fun. It's such a beautiful drive up from Vancouver to Whistler. Like, it's almost like it's not real. So that was cool. So I would love to come up and do some riding and coaching. Racing, not so sure about, but I'm not completely against it. Redneck inventions. You helped me a lot. That's good. If you're inventing stuff, I may need your help one day. So keep in touch. Had some tracks. A race that track is really slick in some quarters. How do you deal with that? Throttle control. KX Racer 57. In our course, we have a whole section on understanding throttle modulation and how to execute proper throttle modulation and rolling the power on. And it's like one of my pet peeves in life, I think maybe, is like people that don't understand throttle modulation and rolling the power on smooth. And so we have a whole part of the course. I may actually post that for people that don't know how to drive the cars correctly too. Hey from New Zealand. I've seen Tyler do a double backflip before blindfolded. I did a double backflip because I was blindfolded. Calvin. If anybody needs any jewelry, you looking to do some proposing or ball out, just scroll up till you see Calvin Smith Jr. Click on his page, send him a message, buy some jewelry. Track, hey Jake from New Zealand to bro, it's coming from Roger, man. Hey Tyler, I should come to Australia sometime. I would love to come to Australia. I actually have a virtual client that lives there, and I would love to come down there and work with him and then put a camp together. I think the borders are a little whack right now, and from what I hear here in America, you never know how the news is, but it sounds like it's pretty wild down there. You guys are fairly shut down. We are not fairly shut down, so we're able to work and do all the stuff. But as soon as the world opens up, I'm hitting the road. And by road, I mean plane, because the road would not take me too far. I would come to Portugal. So any of you guys, I always say this on the lives, any of you guys or girls who would like to have me come to your town to do a camp, just send me an email. It's Tyler at the MX Factory. And we can put something together. If you think there's a rider base there, that there's enough demand to make it make sense, I would definitely love to do it. In 2022, I plan on doing 24 travel camps. So there will be quite a bit of, moving around. So I would love to come to Australia, do one for a couple days, and hop up to New Zealand and do one for a couple days, and, come see you guys. British Columbia. James, British Columbia is amazing. I love it up there. Hoping to get back up to Whistler pretty soon, maybe next summer, to ride some mountain bikes if it's all open back up. Ready to get back on the pedal bike soon. I was just in the Middle East. Yeah, I will go anywhere. If I'm in the Middle East. Yeah, Saudi Arabia is the next in the Middle East that we'll be visiting, but we're actually going back to Dubai in February. It's actually super cool there. 1997 Honda 250R two-stroke wheelie tips. I've landed on my back twice already. Thanks from Minnesota. Well, it's probably getting about to be too cold to ride up there, but I think the biggest tip that I could give you that, I say this in our wheelie videos, is you really have to understand how to use that back brake when the bike's coming up too high. If the back brake isn't like an accessible thing for you, if you're not really good with a back brake, then when you do the wheelies, it isn't going to be good. Because here's the thing, and just like I teach in my course, you can't do things that require immediate actions if things aren't a habit. So for instance, if your back brake control isn't like second nature, like you almost don't even notice that you're using your back brake when you're using, like if you have to even think about, okay, turn the back brake or put the back brake pressure on now, it's too late, especially when you're in a wheelie like that. So you need to be really, really efficient, really habitual with all your controls, which is also what I've kind of built into this course, is just repetition in the easy things so you can do the more advanced things like, getting up past the balance point and knowing to hit your back brake to get the front tire down rather than just flop onto your back. Wheelies are fairly simple when you understand the connection between your throttle, clutch, and brake. If you're hitting your back brake, you have to engage the clutch a little bit in order to not stall it with your bike up in the air. And then obviously you have to slip the clutch back out while rolling power on to get it back up into the balance point. So there is, that clutch, throttle, brake control. If you don't have that, then you definitely don't want to be doing any big wheelies. I want to ride MX and Enduro there. Calvin, let's go together. 66 cc two-stroke. You bored her out? I got a back concussion and brain bleed. What helmet should I get? What brand should I get? You should 100% get the best one that you can buy. I personally think the Bell, the Shoei, and the 6D are probably my top three pick. I wear the Bell, just like the way it fits, but I would wear any of those three. KTM, SF, or SXF, or Honda. I like the Honda. That's my personal opinion. The KTM's a tidbit faster, but most people don't need that power anyway, and you can get that power pretty easy. I like the way the Honda handles and turns. Do you lower the rear link from stock? No, not always, but I have had bikes where I have that ride better with a little lower rear end, and on those, yes, I do. I would love to come to New Zealand. Like I said, if you guys have any tracks or any suggestions on where I should come, make sure you send me an email. It's Tyler at the MX Factory. Luke, keep up the good work. My son's name's Lincoln, so I like what you got going on there. How do I stop drifting when I brake? Probably braking with the clutch in so the back tire slides really easy. I would love to come to Utah. So, again, you guys, It's pretty easy to get a hold of me. Just send me an email. I answer my emails, about once every 6 months, but I definitely will answer them. But I do have a girl that answers most of them and does a really good job. So you guys just send me an email if you want me to come out your way. I'd love to do it. I'm setting up camps right now. I do have probably 16 to 18 open spots out of the 24. Wyoming's cool. Yes, I think so too. If you don't have a clutch, it's about weight transfer and throttle. So you got to transfer a weight to the front to load the front end, transfer a weight to the back to get weight off the front end, and hit the throttle at the same time to get the front end to come up. So like if it was on like a 110 or one of those bikes. What's the best way to teach my son clutch on a 65 moving from a 50? Stand right beside him and do clutch modulation with him 100 times, meaning let it out really slow, walk with him a few feet, help him pull it in. And then once he starts to get it, let him do it, but still walk beside him. And if you do that, not 100 times, you could do that 25 times and he would have it. But you have to avoid the clutch pop to whiskey throttle feeling, where that thing yanks away from him and gives him fear. You have to do it with him to let him know what it feels like. And turn the idle up just enough to where he doesn't have to give throttle at first. You want to eliminate as many things as possible. So I have an 85cc with 100 kit. Attaboy. I'll watch all your drill videos and then bring it to the 85. Sweet. Sweet, sweet. Well, guys, 16 minutes and 43 seconds is enough for me. So thanks for hanging out with me a little bit. I'm actually probably going to go jump on a live on Instagram. So if you guys want to hop over on Instagram, I'm going to do that right now. If you don't follow us on the Instagram, it's just at the MX Factory. Come over, hop on that live if you want to continue this conversation, but I got to show them some love tonight too. So love you guys. Thank you so much for your support as always, and we will catch you on the next one.